Internet, this is Kawa. Welcome back. Welcome back to Flatcore. So we're here. I haven't done much in terms of structure around here because I have been busy working on this week's challenge. For those of you that don't know, here on Flatcore we have these weekly challenges with different themes. There was one on the old map that had to do with making note blocks and songs. There was one having to do with collecting different items. And they go from all sorts of difficulty ranges, from really basic to really, really complicated. And the way they work is that you earn points every time you do a challenge, and those points mean ranking up on the server. And ranking up gives you more blocks to claim, so more places for you to work in peace without public interference. It increases the backpack, which is a way to transport items beyond what you can normally hold in your inventory. And maybe some other perks, I don't remember. But oh yeah, and your name is colored differently in chat and whatnot if you have certain ranks. So the bright green of my name up there on the top left means that I am currently Nomad, and I kind of have a goal of seeing just how high I can go, so I try to do the challenges whenever possible. So let me show you this week's challenge. Level 1, collect 32 wheat and 8 apples and put it in a chest. When completed, use /ch done to submit. Use /ch all to display all levels. Now, as you can see here, I have chests here for challenge 1 and challenge 2, so obviously I've already been pretty hard at work. It is Tuesday night, Wednesday morning over here. So I am, and these challenges start and end on Sundays. So I'm trying to get this done as soon as I can, and Friday I will be out with real life stuff, and Saturday, well, we'll talk about what I'm doing Saturday soon. Anyway, so here's challenge 1 done. It's very easy, you know, just cut down some trees, harvest some wheat, things you'd be doing anyway. So I can say /ch done, and I've submitted challenge 1. In a day or two, maybe, soon, I will get 1 point, after Riddle or another moderator checks that box, sees that, the correct things are in it, and we'll be done. Now here's challenge 2. Now, challenge 1 was easy. What's challenge 2? Stock up on horse food. 54 stacks of wheat, 8 stacks of apples, 4 stacks of bread, 2 stacks of golden carrots, 2 stacks of string, and half a stack of slime balls. Put it all in 3 chests. So 54 stacks of wheat, for those of you that don't know, is a full double chest. I have my work cut out for me. This has been days of non-stop grinding while doing other things, and pretty much sacrificing every other bit of wheat I otherwise would have used. And then here, so anything here that isn't filled yet in terms of stacks, I need to fill up, and I need to turn all of these carrots into golden carrots. So that's a lot of gold, and that's a lot of apples and bread and string. It's a lot of work to do. This is my carrots for eating, and the rest will go into there. And I have so many seeds now. This is absurd. This is absolutely absurd. This challenge is ridiculous. I have no idea if I'll actually pull this off by Sunday, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do my dangdest to try. I've used up all of my every single bone I have but 2. One here and one at 0, into bone meal to use around here. I have traded, I have, one thing that is nice is there is another feature of this place, of the server, it's called the Hunt, where basically people compete to kill as many monsters in a single night as they can. And the top 5 people who get it, above a certain threshold, get prizes, and the prizes each week are for the challenge that week. So I've gotten some wheat and some gold. I think like 6 ingots, which is enough for a surprising amount of carrots. Each ingot is approximately 1 golden carrot and then a little left over, so I haven't been doing horribly. But yeah, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull it off, especially given that, as I said, I'm going to be busy this Friday with real life stuff. My partner is about to leave for a family trip, and we're planning to spend the day together before they go. And then Saturday after. So, for those of you who aren't watching my other series, one of them is a really awesome, currently on Kickstarter roguelike called Dungeon Mans. I really love that. I was on the Roguelike Radio episode for Dungeon Mans. I am now chatting on Skype now and then with its developer, Jim Shepard, who has been a fantastic guy. But anyway, my point is, I've been really liking Dungeon Mans, and Dungeon Mans, as of today, earlier today, as I said, I'm recording this on Tuesday, got an update. There is basically a free preview demo, rather complex for a preview demo. It's fully winnable, but the skill system and the academy system is not full-fleshed quite yet. But it's well on its way. Let me see something. I'm sorry it's so loud. I want 48 around here. I've got 41. There's 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48. Okay, that should do it. Why 48? It has to do with the animal limits on the server. But anyway, basically my goal is get 48 of these, have them hatch in a, well, considering how much seeds I have, maybe I can do a different way. My goal is basically get a whole bunch of chickens, have them lay a ton of eggs, fill the chest with eggs, kill off all the chickens, then use the eggs to restart the population, rinse, repeat. The first time I did this, I got extremely lucky and actually got, I think, like 50 eggs off of the 50 chickens off of the chest full of eggs. This second batch was a little slower to start. It gave me 34 from the initial batch, but wow, the place makes me lag. Stupid animal sounds. The sound engine in Minecraft is so buggy. Anyway, back to Dungeon Mans. So, Dungeon Mans is a great game. I love it a lot, and it has a free preview demo, and I hadn't been playing an old version of the demo by accident. I don't know how that happened, but I was. And it just updated as of today. And that affects my Let's Play, because the new versions are incompatible with the old versions. So, I've decided, and the thing is, the beginning of the game, the first hour or so, is always about the same. It's not perfectly the same, obviously. It's a roguelike. There's still procedural content, but just like, how do I put this? It uses an overworld idea similar to Ancient Domains of Mystery, but similar to Tales of Maj'El, most of those places are randomly generated. Are randomly placed, I should say. Or like Dwarf Fortress, they're all randomly placed. Except for one. The very first sort of beginner, newbie-friendly dungeon is always in the same place, really close to where you start, and really, and fairly easy to get through. It's meant to be, you know, a way for you to learn the system. So, but of course you should do it for the advantages it will give you further down the line, regardless of whether or not you're a veteran. So, what I'm thinking of doing, or what I will do, actually, I've announced this on Twitter, so it's fairly official. I am going to do that on, that first dungeon, that first hour's worth of content on Twitch, live stream it, and you guys can come in and harass me, tell me all the things I'm doing wrong, or just keep me company, whatever. So you can do all of that. So I have an idea for what we're going to do about those eggs. And I'm going to turn off my sound preemptively. Because this will otherwise get really obnoxious. I want to put these away too. And probably the sword as well. I need to make new swords too, but that's in a bit. Anyway, because I want to get rid of all these seeds. Anyway, what was my point? So my thought is, I'm going to stream that first hour of Dungeon Mans. I can upload that stream content later to YouTube for those of you that would miss it. And then after that hour, I want to save later content for YouTube. So we'll only do the first hour together. And then after that, I'm gonna sort of play whatever roguelikes I feel like playing, people feel like requesting from me. Not everything. I'm sorry guys, like, NetHack bores me to tears, and I can't stand its UI, and I'll have a list on the Twitch chat of what games I have available that I feel like playing. If you are a Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup fan, this may be your one chance to watch me play Trunk instead of the full releases. It's also the one chance for you to see the old April Fool's Day Jester content, because I actually do have that build saved on my computer, and I could very easily stream a whole bunch of random ridiculous Jester runs just to, see what happens. I could also play a couple of 7-day roguelikes that I have played. 868 Hack, Mosaic, Attack the Geth, or I could potentially download a couple of those. There's Vicious Orcs, which I reviewed on... anything that I reviewed for exploring the ASCII dungeon, other than maybe Caves of Cud, because I was terrible at Caves of Cud, and I don't think it's easy for me to read, let alone for you to read through the pixelation that'll come through on Twitch. But so that includes ADOM. I have the ADOM P14, so as opposed to, I think I was playing 1.1.1 or P5 on the episode. So if you want insight into the things that, are beta access, we can talk that. We can talk, as I said, DCSS Trunk, DCSS Jester, Mosaic, 868. I mean, there's a lot of stuff. I'll put a list up of games I would be willing to stream. So you can come in. That'll be Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern. That's rather late at night for Europe. Mid-morning for our like extraordinarily late at night / early in the morning for those of you in Asia and Australia, but and otherwise early evening for those of you in the US. Late afternoon, early evening, because I'm in Eastern. But yeah, I'll be doing that on Saturday, and that should be fun. Meanwhile, regular content will keep coming here to YouTube. I am not ignoring YouTube for Twitch, not at all, and I don't really have the internet to the internet speed to justify doing Twitch constantly. But I think it'll be great. I think it'll be a lot of fun to do something a little different, to play with things I otherwise don't get to play with, and yeah. So feel free to join me on that. I guess I'll just make 4 of these, because I use them up really quickly anyway. Oh, I didn't get enough. So, and I don't think I'll be streaming any Minecraft. I mean, I'll stream Minecraft if nothing else is happening and I still haven't done this challenge yet, because that'll be like my last chance to do it. But otherwise, I don't see myself like doing. I mean, would you guys be interested in like streams that are basically like my episodes of Flatcore, where I'm just here working and talking with you guys about stuff? I mean, I know there's a lot of people who like the interaction, but by the same token, it can be difficult because if you're not on when I'm on, it's really hard to go through Twitch archives and make sense of what I'm talking about, because I don't have OBS, Open Broadcasting System, which is a open source alternative to XSplit, is capable of like having me show you both the chat and what I'm playing on the stream, the way you've watched some streamers do, but it's not easy for me, and I can barely stream. Like, do not expect beautiful 720p gorgeousness the way that you get on here. My internet upload is terrible. My internet download is actually okay. My upload, however, is awful. And I'm honestly not entirely sure why. It could just be that I am not paying enough money for my internet, but I don't know if that's just it or if it's something else. But either way, my streaming capabilities are awful. So I don't really want to mess with it more than I have to. And this is something actually fairly important, because I am hoping, like really praying and hoping all day every day, that eventually I get a little more set up in terms of my internet connection and all that stuff, and start working on a charity marathon that I have codenamed Roguelike Relay. For those of you that don't watch video game charity marathons, what's wrong with you? Basically, people come together for a few days and play games nonstop, and meanwhile, and they stream it, so you can watch people play, you can watch people fail. You can talk to them, you can talk to the chat, and in exchange they have a donation box open, and everything that goes in that donation box goes directly to a charity of the group's choice. Traditionally, I don't know if they were the first, but they were the first ones I watched. A comedy group called Loading Ready Run started streaming the worst video game in existence, an old game called Desert Bus. And they said the length of time we play depends on how many donations you give us. The more you donate, the longer we'll play. And all of the money goes to Child's Play, a charity for donating books and toys and games to children in hospitals. And they have whole systems of, like, if you donate $5, we will read whatever message you show us. If you donate $25, you might get, to watch someone sing or something funny happen, or makes, if people donate, $200 within the next, 2 hours, so and so will take a shot of sriracha. Like really silly. Some of them are horrible, some of them are funny kinds of punishments and rewards in exchange for donations. Now, I love these things. When they are on, I will stop everything and just watch and watch nonstop. Um, I started with Desert Bus. One that I'm really obsessed with is the twice a year Zeldathon. 5 days, bunch of folks in a house in Pennsylvania, um, just marathoning every Zelda game imaginable and being really hilarious and really great. Um, but yeah, I've been inspired by all these things, and I want to see a roguelike version. I want to see roguelike players get together and play games together for an awesome charity. Um, and I think this would be great because roguelikes are so complex and interesting in and of themselves. You could watch anything from really derpy first time players, stumbling past Sigmund or vampire bats or, you know, insert your favorite early game reference here. Ooh, hunt. I am going to turn sound back on. Oh, dang it. No. Here we go. Options, sound to 10. Hunt on. I want to now take off. I'm gonna do this hunt and then I'm gonna call it an episode. But, because I realize I've been on a while. So I have all of these swords. That's great. Let's put these away. Let's put this away. And I forgot to pick up the, everything that spawned over there. Crud. Everything that spawned over where I was, harvesting trees. Blah. This is the thing I am bad at, is, waiting for the despawns. Not enough players for the hunt to start. I must have been the only one to sign up. Well, that's unfortunate. Sad. Because it would have been good to earn that gold. It would have been really good, actually. I really could use it. But, what can you do? God, those chickens are obnoxious. Screwed. But yeah, so I really want to make this happen for the roguelike community because roguelikes are there are people who grew up, who learned to play video games by playing Zelda. There are people who learned to play video games by playing Mario. There are people who learned to play video games by playing Minecraft. I learned to be a gamer from NetHack and ADOM. I love roguelikes. I love the whole genre. I'm terrible at them. You guys have seen my DCSS and Dreadmore Let's Plays. I am terrible at roguelikes. But that doesn't mean I don't love them, and that doesn't mean I don't care about them, and the future of the genre, and all this wishy-washy stuff. And I really think that we as a community could come together and do something spectacular. I mean, maybe we won't get to, the tens of thousands of dollars, or even the hundreds of thousands of dollars that folks like Zeldathon and Mario Marathon and, all those guys have done. But we're a surprisingly crafty little community, and I think we could do something awesome given the opportunity. And I really want to show the world that we can. Now, there are some things to this. I don't think Child's Play is a good choice for us because most of us believe that good games should be free. We grew up in open source games like, as I said, NetHack or Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup or Cataclysm, where, people learned to program by making NetHack and Angband variants. There's the game I was thinking of, Angband. People learn about the world of programming that way. Rogue itself was spread through mainframes, and young computer scientists who were bored and needed a diversion. So I don't think that a charity that pretty much works off of the fact that most people pay for video games is going to work for us. That being said, open source, and I also want whatever charity we work with to be international in focus, because there is such an international focus within the roguelike community. I mean, look at the contributors to Roguelike Radio. Uh, I'm American, Evan Howard's American, but Darren Gray isn't. You know, Ito isn't. Andrew Dole isn't. You know, actually, I think we're pretty much evenly split. You know, across continents, which I think is other than Africa and Asia, which is unfortunate. Um, but you know, we have a really diverse group, and we have a group of people from very different places. So I don't want something American focused, like say, last Zeldathon was for the American National Foundation for Transplants. I don't think that would fit us because there's too many non-Americans. Um, I'm looking vaguely, as a first attempt, I'm looking into Médecins Sans Frontières, also known as Doctors Without Borders. I really love what they do, and they do really awesome things throughout the world. But I need to figure out the details of how they would accept donations and what their process is like, and ways to make sure that the money goes directly to them and I don't see it. Like in theory, it's just safer legally if I never touch the money, even though I'm organizing this. And just, you know, for everyone's peace of mind. Um, so if you're interested in streaming for that, if you have any thoughts or suggestions about Roguelike Relay, I would love to hear it. Um, it's an idea that's really important to me and I really want to make happen. But for it to happen, well, a few things need to happen. First off, people need to be interested, and I can't do it alone. So if you have any thoughts or ideas on that, now is the time to say it. And secondly, I need to learn to stream and stream well and gain those skills that I currently just don't have. And that's gonna take a lot of time and a lot of streaming on my part, and so that's a little bit of why I'm starting to experiment with that. Really, really cool stuff though, and I hope it works. And if you have any thoughts or ideas about how to make that work, as I said, now's the time to say it. Now's the time to help me make that happen. And I'm gonna start with this new thing of Dungeon Mans, because I mean, I have been involved in that pretty much from the beginning. Well, from the beginning as of the new Kickstarter, and I love that game. I highly recommend you listen to us on Roguelike Radio talk about that game, because Jim Jim is brilliant. Jim is coming from a really different and interesting place, for the roguelike community, and it would be awesome. It would just be so awesome to see that game get funded. It's such a good game. It deserves it. It's an innovative take on everything we know and love about roguelikes. Um, and I'm super psyched about it. So go and support that. Um, and talk to me about. Will you give me bones? Ooh, and Spider, will you give me string? No bones. Or you're not gonna give me any string either, are you? You gave me string. You gave me string. Yay. So, I'm gonna call it here. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you next time.